Scott McLean is on the ground for us in Lviv, where missiles fell earlier. Scott, you're live on CNN. What was targeted?
Hey, Becky. Yeah, we had a chance to go out to that area earlier today, a couple of hours after those bombs actually fell, and we managed to get a vantage point above the airport runway in Lviv. This is in the western part of the city. This is sort of a choke point into the city where they had a checkpoint nearby, and we were able to see smoke coming from a building just beyond that runway. According to local officials, that is an aircraft repair facility. It is not clear, obviously, whether that was the intended Russian target or not, but it is not uncommon, or it hasn't been lately, for the Russians to target airports, especially in the western part of the country, cities like Lutsk, cities like Ivano-Frankivsk, and now here in Lviv. This is the first time that bombs have fallen within the Lviv city limits, but as I found out, this city has been preparing for war for weeks.
This is the kind of lesson that few people want to have to teach and fewer want to have to use in real life. It's basic first aid for a community coming to grips with the reality of war.
I'm afraid because we are not prepared. I am not a professional soldier, but I understand it is better to meet the enemy being prepared and with the right skills.
Dr. Robert Lim is an American war veteran working with the Global Surgical and Medical Support Group. It's bringing medics, doctors, and surgeons to Ukraine to train civilians. It seems fun now, but these scenarios may soon become reality.
Now you're going to get shot. Also,
the civilian training held in a local gym attracts engineers, teachers, dancers, all kinds of professions and age groups, including high school students suddenly forced by the war to put their own plans on hold.
I don't understand and know when I will in future study, because now it's a hard time and I don't know what can be tomorrow.
Lim is teaching people battlefield survival skills, like how to apply a tourniquet or how to keep an injured person breathing. With 23 years of experience as an Army surgeon, he is also training doctors to prepare for the type of wounds rarely seen in civilians during peacetime.
If you're in New York City or London or another big city, most of the injuries are blunt. So it's a car accident or a fall or something like that. Whereas most of the injuries on the battlefield are going to be penetrating wounds that might injure an artery or a major vessel.
All with a small fraction of the resources they're used to.
Do what you can with what you've got.
In many parts of Ukraine, medical supplies and facilities are getting harder to come by. And in the worst hit areas, many hospitals are now operating in basements with only flashlights to avoid attracting Russian bombs. Dr. Tanya Boychuk is a dermatologist from Western Ukraine, one of dozens of medical professionals sharpening their skills for battle.
In normal life, dermatologists do not provide first aid, do not stop bleeding, do not do tourniquets and punctures.
With her day job on hold, she's planning to join the military, and she won't wait for the fighting to come to her.
I plan to go to the war front. My close friends are at war now, and I want to be there too.
and speaking of putting things on hold, the Americans who are teaching those first aid courses to both ordinary civilians and to doctors, medics, and surgeons, they have put their lives on hold in the United States, their jobs, their wives, their kids, to come here for some, an indefinite period of time out of really a sense of duty. One other thing to mention quickly, Becky, and that's that, of course, Lviv has become a safe haven for, according to city officials, some 200,000 plus people. And what you're looking at here is a demonstration of each one of these strollers or buggies represents one child that's been killed since this conflict began, since this invasion began. And so the organizers who put this all together in support of displaced people say that they would very much like to keep it that way. The governor of this area said that this attack on Lviv shows that the Russians hold nothing sacred, not women, not children, not displaced people either. Becky?
What a powerful reminder of the wanton loss of life of children there in this conflict. Thank you, Scott.